All right, guys, today on Land Beat, we're going to talk about how to enhance an old field section that has got too much woody component into it, how we're going to bring it back to herbaceous. This has been an old field conversion work in progress. We've got another side of the road that's seen a lot better advancements into, let's say, that conversion back into a really robust old field. This side of the hill, or this side of the road, has got a very steep component to it, and it has inhibited skid steers from being able to get in and mulch, or a dozer to come in and mulch. Doing it by hand, can it be an option? It hasn't been an option yet thus far, because in the years past, it hasn't really been tall enough, thick enough, big enough to really get in with hatchets and do the hack and squirt method to treat essentially this wall. So we're working on a steep angle and really trying to get back to an herbaceous vegetative component to manage this old field. And fire hasn't been able to run through and top kill this side of the slope at all because of the lack of fuel load in and underneath of that woody component of this old field. So we've had some challenges in managing this site. So we've got a couple options I want to talk about and work our way through and kind of make that final recommendations for this landowner. But first of all, one option we have is to utilize a UTV or an ATV sprayer and do a foliar application and apply as much herbicide as we can to reduce this woody component. And we try not to certainly recommend any spraying that is arcing into, let's say, the rest of the woody component on that slope. So we're gonna have to basically take this thing in stages. Basically go from the high side and then come in from the low side, get as much as you can from those edges with that foliar application in the growing season. And then in a dormant season stage, go back in where you can advance into the center of that unit and begin to do your hack and squirt as these stems have now gotten to a point where you can weave your way through. It's going to be very thick, but weave your way through and treat those stems with herbicide to make sure that you're killing them and reducing, again, that overall composition of heavy, dense, woody structure in an old field setting. What we're going to do as an option and as a recommendation that's an alternative to going around the edges and then going back in through the center with hack and squirt is during the summer, we're going to contact a drone operator, and he's going to fly this property and this portion of the old field and specifically target and spot treat the woody encroachment on this unit. Because of the steepness of terrain, that is honestly the best option, and it's really not that cost prohibitive. And so we can target just the woodies in here with that drone application. And then once it kills out, doing it in the late summer, kind of that August, September window, so these trees as they're senescing really take that herbicide in. Then we can run fire through there while we don't have these things continuing to, let's say, progress in stages and age. Herbaceous growth is going to basically go back into those areas and kind of fill from the low side and the high side. And then from a continual standpoint, we're going to run fire on a low interval every 2, maybe 3 years, but most likely a 2-year type rotation on this old field to make sure that stays in a herbaceous standpoint moving forward. We've got to use herbicide in there to knock that back and really get the growth and expression of the old field that we want to here on this site.